7 o'clock this morning, voter turnout in the Washington state primaries is already setting records. We'll tell you which records and why coming up.
And it's official, there will be no Pac-12 football this fall. More on the conference decision just ahead.
We realize that kids are currently going to start off going to school at home. And kids need supplies, whether they're home or they're in the classroom.
Do you need school supplies for your kids? We are live this morning from the site where the Salvation Army is giving out thousands of backpacks packed with supplies for your student.
And temperatures are still cooling down now into 7 a.m. It's cloudy outside as we start off our Wednesday. We'll be talking about cooler afternoon highs and about a warm-up that comes our way soon.
Up with KREM begins now.
Screamed. I apparently used a lot of expletives. I cried. I laughed hysterically.
Yeah, this 3-year-old Australian Labradoodle made her way back home after being lost in the Washington wilderness for over a week. Penny's owner says that she was hiking and took her off leash, and within 15 seconds, she was gone. This morning, her owner talks to us about her heartbreaking search and how it led to an unbelievable homecoming. What a great way to kind of start off our Wednesday, Jen, with the story of a reunion like that I can only imagine was the highlight of her whole year.
I don't know what I would do without my sweet baby Zelda, who's currently begging for pets right now on my lap. I don't know if you're able to see her, but
oh, yeah.
She is.
She came rolling over here during that story, demanding some pets. She's like, don't take the attention off me now. But I can't imagine. There's so many homeowner or pet owners out there, pet parents, that you'd be devastated if that happened to you. You'd feel so responsible. So glad to see that that was a happy ending.
Yeah, and of course, as we look outside, the weather's shaping up for perfect pet walking weather, Evan, as we look outside. Checking in right now, those cooler temps, cloudy skies, of course. A lot of people looking forward to getting out with their pets, right?
Yeah, and definitely giving the air conditioning a little bit of a break today with cooler temperatures as well. So it is a great day to enjoy the outdoors. We're here at the Outdoor Weather Center now, and things are beautiful as we kick off the morning. Quite significant cloud cover overhead. So those clouds are abundant, and you can see that on satellite radar, how the last several hours have played out. We're going to keep seeing that cloud cover just continue with us through the next several hours, and probably won't really clear up much at all until the evening time, where we could move to more of a mostly cloudy format, which means we could see a little bit of the sun peek out for a portion of the afternoon and evening. A few showers even to note down toward the southeast corner of Washington and around the Cascades. That's just over about that southern corner of Washington state. Now, what we have as far as your hour-by-hour forecast goes is temperatures are going to keep warming up to the low 70s. That's about our peak for this afternoon. 72 degrees is what we're looking at this afternoon. Partly cloudy conditions, and notice the breezy winds that are going to be hanging out with us. It's already pretty breezy outside to start off your 7 o'clock hour. We're going to stay in this range for most of the day with gusts in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range. Sustained speeds right now at 10 miles an hour in Spokane, 12 in Coeur d'Alene, 6 in Moses Lake, and 13 in Wenatchee. Something to keep an eye on for the day. If you are going to be walking the dog or going on a run this morning, keep in mind there is a little bit of a breeze out there with us. Now, in just a few minutes, we'll be detailing what to expect into the later portion of the week toward the weekend. Will these cooler temperatures stick around? I'll give you a brief answer. The answer is no. We are on the way to a really nice warm-up, actually, but we'll talk about how warm we're going to get coming up in just a bit.
Thank you very much, Evan. We are tracking breaking news overnight as Spokane police say they've arrested a man for trying to throw another man off of the Monroe Street Bridge. Police say that the suspect, Vincent Petrushkin, asked the victim for money, and when the victim refused, they say the 34-year-old attacked them, and the witnesses say that the victim was waist above the railing and was teetering over the edge. Now, authorities say that the victim was able to pull himself to safety while the suspect ran from the scene. But around 9 o'clock last night, an officer did spot and arrest that suspect. Right now, police say that the suspect and the victim might have known each other. It is still unclear right now, but it would have been a 100-foot drop from the bridge to the water. And based on that fact, police have booked the suspect on a second-degree attempted murder charge.
Well, time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. Kamala Harris is now running for vice president with presidential running mate Joe Biden. Now, the California senator is the first black woman and first Indian American ever on a major party ticket. The two will hold their first joint appearance today in Biden's hometown of Wilmington, Delaware. Washington is reporting a record turnout for last week's primary election. Leaders were initially worried turnout would be lower, but right now the state is reporting about a 52% voter turnout. Here locally, the Spokane County Elections Office is reporting a 50% voter turnout.
I think all of the civil protests and unrest that have happened in the last month have really heightened people's awareness of government and wanting to be able to have their voices heard.
All right, now the highest voter turnout percentage is in Ferry County. The Secretary of State's office reports almost 70% of voters turned in ballots for the primary. King County turned in the most ballots at more than 700,000 total. A dog rescue bar is set to open this week in Spokane. Bark, a rescue pup, is slated to host its grand opening tomorrow on North Washington. It's being called the world's first restaurant where guests can interact with adoptable dogs and cats before or after dining or getting drinks. You can make a reservation online. The dogs will be available for adoption from the Spokane Humane Society. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. 7:06 now, and today marks the 11th annual Free Backpacks for Kids Day here in Spokane County. And whether students are in the classroom or at home this fall, they will need plenty of supplies. Nicole Hernandez is now joining us from the Spokane County Fairgrounds. Nicole, fill us in on what is all included in these backpacks.
Yeah, good morning. So I have got two backpacks here, one frozen, one llama or alpaca. This is two of over 4,000 that they're actually giving out today. These bins on this truck here are just full of all of the different backpacks here. So I'll give you a look at the elementary school one. You can see it's got a lunchbox, a little pencil pouch, a water bottle, and inside it's full of everything you need. So if you want to come down here and get a backpack, you don't only just get the backpack, you get everything inside. They've got a toy for everyone. They've got markers. They've got, I'll try to show you the best I can. They've got all sorts of paper, rulers, folders, everything a kid would need to either go back to school at home or go back to school in person. And the Salvation Army is hoping that all of this stuff helps kids get through this year.
We realize that kids are currently going to start off going to school at home. And kids need supplies, whether they're home or they're in the classroom. And so that's what the purpose of this program is to give kids the tools to succeed.
So if you want a backpack, they will all be first come, first serve. It's a drive-through event this year, so everyone can social distance, but kids will still be able to pick out which backpack they want. There are 39 different ones to choose from with different choices for each age group. So here's all the details that you need to know about the event. It's in the parking lot of the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. They will start giving backpacks out at 9 this morning and go until 6 this evening or until whenever they run out of backpacks. So parents or guardians, you must show an ID for yourself. You also have to show proof of each child you have in your house. So that means a school registration, ID card, or something of that sort. So right now, we've got all these backpacks still lined up in these bins on this truck. Oh, my backpacks are falling off, but that means don't come down just quite yet. Remember, it's starting at 9 a.m. this morning, but they do say come down as early as possible from that 9 a.m. point because in years past, they have run out of backpacks before the 6 p.m. point. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
They got a lot of cool options, Nicole. They got those Marvel backpacks. They got dinosaurs on some of them. Lots of really cool choices today.
There are, and you can see each bin there's K through 2 specific, there's high school specific. They have all different sorts just lined up here ready to go, and a lot, as you can see.
Well, hey, share your pictures with us. If you go out to the backpack giveaway where Nicole is, share them with us. Send the pictures to 509-448-2000. We'd love to feature those tomorrow morning as well. Thank you, Nicole. All right, 7:09 this morning, Whitworth University has released its plans for the 2020 school year. And here are some of the highlights from the 18-page back-to-school guide. Whitworth is recommending that all undergrad students self-quarantine for a week before their arrival to class. Students are required to complete a daily health check using an app on their phones. Students will be asked to wear face coverings and practice physical distancing. The dining hall will be open at limited capacity and the fall intramural season will still happen, but the activities will be limited. The university is also partnering with a local lab to ensure they can provide testing for anyone who might need it. And we do know that there is a lot of information out there with new schools making decisions all the time. So for the full list of schools and updates, text schools to 509-448-2000. This morning, we mentioned the story off the top about this miraculous puppy homecoming. Well, coming up next, the full story of how she made it home right here on Up with KREM.